Hello everyone, this is Naresh IAS Academy digital platform for IAS Mains Exam. Now I am going to discuss next part on General Studies question paper 2. Today's our topic is welfare schemes, their implementation or emerging issues and challenges. This is one of the most important topic. UPSC have asked so many questions in the previous years. So, I will try to explain the various dimensions of this topic. You may contact for the offline classes. We are running at Jaipur Center, and you may also part of our answer writing session. Our topic is the welfare schemes. Because this topic is directly related to governance. So we have to understand the different aspect. There are two main dimensions. One is its implementation, in the implementation I will discuss different commissions and the e-governance. Second, the emerging issues or challenges. What are the different issues and their settlement? So we can analyze the topic in this form. You know, the concept of welfare schemes is a key point before our constitution maker or the political thinkers and the person who are running the union and state governments. Indian constitution direct to these government to ensure India a welfare states, and we have to make India as a socialist states, from where the topic welfare scheme is directly derived, and these schemes are initiated or targeted for the vulnerable section, or we can say the poor peoples and underprivileged section of the Indian society. The vulnerable section is a broad category. It includes minorities section of society, scheduled castes and scheduled tribe communities, physically disabled persons, small children, widow women and the old age peoples. So these are called the vulnerable section or the underprivileged class of Indian society. So now the government have started so many schemes. Union and state governments are running or implementing these schemes, and mainly there are national or state level commissions are assisting the governments for preparing the schemes or their implementation. For example, National Minority Commission provide important suggestion for the national government for implementation of these scheme. Same, the National Commission for Scheduled Caste and National Commission for Scheduled Tribes, National Commission for Women's and National Commission for Children's Right and Old Age persons or disabled persons are also covered by the different commissions. Presently, it have discussed, India has so many national level commissions and their jurisdiction is overlapping, and this is the repetition or the duplication of functioning, because the suggestions of National Commission for SC are similar to the Commission for Scheduled Tribes. So, this is the one question before the government. If the different commissions are targeting these sections and finally at a point these commissions, their jurisdiction functioning overlap to each other, so definitely it is a wasting of national resources and to afford a extra financial burden over the national exchequer. So then the one important suggestion given by the expertise or policy makers, why not these all commissions should be merged into a single commission and the structure, power functioning should be defined under the different categories. So now this is the question, why the demand for one commission then the different commission have emerged, and can it be possible to deliver different schemes to observe and to suggest accurately to the government about their schemes and the problems of the different section of society to the government. So definitely this is a question for future, and now the government of India has not accepted this. In future, government may agree with the concept of one commission. And the second aspect is the implementation of these schemes have not completely successful, and there are multiple causes behind this. One important cause is the less awareness of these communities about the schemes or governance, that definitely the vulnerable sections are not too aware and they are not acknowledged with their rights. That is why they are not interacting with government for these schemes and are not getting sufficient benefits. So, the e-governance have suggested as a resolution to improve the implementation of this scheme. Through the e-governance, we can minimize the corruption level, we can stop the leakage of revenue or fundings, and we can eliminate the wastage of resources, time and money and the other things. Definitely the concept of e-governance is more helpful and it can enhance the efficiency of these schemes. Here I am suggesting you, we have to discuss these two important aspects with the welfare schemes, or in the context of these schemes the concept of one commission may be more helpful than the different commission. Why? You have to find out this. And second, how much extent e-governance may be a one-time solution for the perfect implementation of these schemes, and can the vulnerable section easy access interact with government through the e-governance. However, e-governance have their different scopes and the limitations. This is the another aspect. Second, recently it have discussed, since the independence of country or after the execution of constitution 1950, Union or state governments are running multiple schemes, and schemes for women's, schemes for old age person like the national pension schemes, schemes for scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and physically challenged peoples. Definitely we have attained some achievements, but these sections still are called vulnerable section or underprivileged section. Then why? The time since the 1950 is too much, and why we have not completely covered these all sections, and why have not able to uh, stand these communities or sections on their feet. And this is called government simply is trying to surviving these peoples through the welfare schemes. For example, if the government is providing a free health or medical services, free and compulsory education and other facilities like the pension schemes and some direct cash transfer to these societies, and on the other hand government is providing financial aid or technical assistance and the land acquisition facility to the different investors, capitalist class, and uh, they are standing their business corporations, and they are providing jobs to the millions of peoples, while on the other hand these sections are simply surviving or totally dependent on the government schemes. So definitely it has become a debate. Government is either surviving these people through the schemes, or government is excluding these peoples to become a entrepreneur and to stand on their feet. So this is the important issue, and now have become an important challenge before the government. The government definitely should strive for the permanent settlement of these sections. We cannot survive these peoples for a long through the state financial assistance schemes, because this is not healthy for both government and this section in a long duration. Second aspect is, while the government is providing different facilities like food grains through the rationing shops or through the public distribution systems and the other facilities, but on the other hand there are some issues standing before this section. The inflation rate in the country, if the inflation rate at the higher level, so these vulnerable sections are directly affected, because government do not provides all kinds of facilities or all basic facilities to these sections. So definitely most of part of their life is covered by these section by their own resources. If the inflation rate is higher, definitely the inflation rate this neutralize their resources, and it demoralize these sections, and the resources are speedily spent to arrange the basic facilities. So government must maintain the inflation rate so that these class or section can easily survive, can arrange the different facilities for their life. Second issue is, the government schemes are simply the surviving schemes for these sections. On the other hand, there is a question of unemployment. Millions of peoples do not have a sufficient job. Most of peoples in the country have the seasonal job or the seasonal work. Either they found themselves in any work for 2 months or 3 months. So this is a major problem. The government simply providing 10 to 20% facility to these sections. Around 80 to 90% these sections have to survive itself. So if these peoples do not have sufficient job, they have no financial resources, and they are not involved in any economic activities, and they have no the permanent any kinds of means of production, then how can they survive? Definitely government should counterbalance these scheme with the inflation rate and then the unemployment. If government is able to provide a sufficient job or work to all the classes, definitely it may be the another assistant to these vulnerable sections, and in future we can hope, and we can hope that they will be able and they may stand to on their feet. And this is the target or main objective of our policy makers and the constitution maker. After a time, we have to stand these vulnerable section on their feet, and government definitely should strive in this direction. However, we cannot say that government is not thinking in this direction. Absolutely, this is not correct. Government have concerned these issues, but mainly government is providing only the assistance schemes. So the topic is required here. The implementation of different kinds of welfare schemes for the vulnerable section, and the utility or relevancy of different commissions, and the concept of one commission then the different commission, and how far this concept is hopeful and have the far-sighted scopes. And second, the e-governance, and how much extent e-governance may be helpful. And the next issue is question of inflation. So definitely the what kind of socio-economic circumstances of India has. Inflation is a real phenomena. Generally it has seen, and it is a major issue, or definitely it is directly related to demand and supply. India have the large size of population, and there is a matter of supply of the food, food grains, the other food items or the non-food items. So definitely we have to manage the population so that these schemes may be more helpful for the section. So then I personally suggest you must read or understand this topic in this way or under that approach. And now definitely you may be able to solve the previous year questions asked by UPSC in the different years, and now you should make your mind what should be the new approach or the new dimension for the implementation of these welfare schemes, and the new emerging challenges before the country, like the scarcity of resources or the financial measurement may be a important issue before these schemes, because the public debt is increasing day by day. So the government one day have to think on that point. Okay, thank you.